Hey there, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading for the week of December 12th. We're just going to jump right in here, Scorpio, and we are going to see what is going on in your general energies. You have this ninth house card. It says exploration on it. So I feel for a lot of you, you could be exploring new ways of making money. Clearly, you have the Knight of Pentacles, the Five of Swords, and the Queen of Pentacles. It's kind of interesting. I feel for some of you that this could be you taking some sort of risk to make more money. We're not talking about like a crazy risk here. We're talking about like quitting your job and getting something different. We're talking about that kind of risk, or starting a business. Some people consider that to be a risk. So it's something like that I see happening here. I feel like you've been thinking about it for a long time. For others, look at this, two polar bears right here. How crazy is that? But I feel like for some of you, it's like it's almost like a second chance thing that I'm getting here. I could be wrong, Scorpio, but I feel like I've been saying this to you for, I don't know, like months now. And what's interesting is that there's this kind of like a wheel on this card right here. You can see this wheel type of thing going on here. So I kind of feel that. But you also have the Knight of Pentacles. And the thing about the Knight of Pentacles is that he has oak leaves on his helmet right here. And the oak leaves kind of represent knowledge or wisdom. So it's kind of another clue to me that you could be revisiting something or breathing new life into something. You have the Judgment card as well. I feel like I've said this to you, again, about like 900 times. So, clearly, if you're thinking about doing that, revisiting like a business that you worked on in the past, maybe you want to try a different angle, maybe you want to try something new, I would definitely recommend it. I mean, all your readings talk about it. Seems to me like it could be something that could be very profitable for you. For others, I do feel like some of you are thinking about love here, but I feel like you've experienced a lot of inconsistency in the past. You have the Knight of Wands, which obviously could be inconsistency. Even the Knight of Pentacles, I'm not crazy about in love, just in general. The Knight of Pentacles, slow moving, hesitates, doesn't take action, all those things. So, it's not necessarily a bad card. It's like he has all the talents, gifts, skills, and abilities. And again, it doesn't matter what gender you're attracted to. I'm just saying he, as in the Knight of Pentacles, it's like he has all the talents, gifts, skills, and abilities, everything he needs to make it happen in love, but he's not making a move. So for some of you, you could be experiencing or have experienced a separation with the Five of Swords here. And it could have been a difficult ending. I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, going straight across, Knight of Wands, Five of Cups, Ten of Swords. It's like you had a difficult falling out or difficult ending with a person. And I feel, the good news is I feel like there's new love coming in, but I kind of feel this past energy maybe needs to be cleared out or forgiven here. The Three of Swords, Three of Swords is about forgiveness, and it doesn't say that you have to directly forgive the person, but it is about healing your own heart. And you have the Queen of Pentacles, which tells me that you have all the resources necessary to do it. So, I think it would be a good time for you to do that. I also feel some of you could just be more focused on your finances in general at this time with the Queen of Pentacles, which, again, the Queen of Pentacles is a great card, obviously, for building your resources, focusing on your resources, making more money. I'm a big fan of doing all those things, so I support your decision if you are choosing to just focus on money at this time. With the Knight of Pentacles, you have this achievements card. There's some sort of achievement that's like waiting for you. These are the words that are popping into my head, especially with that Knight of Pentacles. It's like you could achieve something great, but I feel like you're going to have to take the action to do it here, Scorpio, clearly. But I do feel there's a lot of success available to you. So I would get moving with that achievement card. With the Five of Swords, you have the seduction card. I feel this is like new love coming in for you. This card is Jupiter and Pisces. We have Jupiter and Pisces for just a little bit longer. It could also just say that, to me, maybe Jupiter, like the Jupiter and Pisces time frame was maybe a trigger for love entering into your life, like new love, or, it's like sometimes I think we don't get the benefits of something until after the planet leaves the sign that it was in. So Jupiter has been in Pisces pretty much all year, retrograded. I mean, went into Aries and it retrograded back into Pisces, obviously, but, this was, Jupiter and Pisces year officially. And, what I would say here is that maybe this year was kind of the trigger of what could be bringing love into your life. So I do feel like there could be like a new seductive energy coming in for you, but maybe you're not focusing on it because of the Queen of Pentacles. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have this riches card. Love it. I definitely, like I said, I think that it's a great time to focus on kind of stabilizing finances, improving your finances, saving money, all those things, especially with all the talk about, recession and all this other stuff. As I always say, I don't think we should be paranoid about it because that's a great way to attract more of it. But what I do think we should do is just keep our head on straight. Just pay attention. Don't overspend. Don't go crazy. And also work to make more money, right? And I feel like some of you could be doing that, or you're just focusing on increasing your riches in some way. So very abundant time for you here, Scorpio. Love it. Next, in the area of the unexpected, you have this strategy card. This card says become more strategic to succeed in the long term. It says look at your current goals and imagine what obstacle may appear so that you can avoid it in the first place, right? So I definitely feel that would be good for you. I want to see what the next card is. You have this divine timing card. It says your angels are working behind the scenes. Things will come together at exactly the right time. I feel like it is the right time. I don't really feel this is unexpected, though. I just think, it's the right time for things to be happening for you. I would definitely be strategic and focus on strategy in regards to your finances. You have the Judgment card, the Knight of Wands, and the Hermit. I feel like what was unexpected is how inconsistent a person was. This is kind of like coming up in your past position. It's not in your past position, but I feel like in the past, if you dealt with an inconsistent person where you had a difficult ending, 5 of Cups, 10 of Swords, 3 of Swords showing up here, then I feel like them, being inconsistent is kind of like what was unexpected. But I feel you're almost healing from it with this Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands is a card of strategy, and you have that card of strategy. He is strategic in the sense that he doesn't really care how he gets somewhere. He will always find a way to, accomplish what he wants to accomplish or to create what he wants to create. So I would just be open to spontaneous opportunity. You have the Hermit here as well. You've definitely been through it. I feel like you've been through like a dark night of the soul, or you've been through some difficulties and challenges here, Scorpio, and you're kind of just like standing at the top of the mountain and you're needing to like shine your inner light. He has like the star in that lantern there, and it's something inside of you that needs to be expressed in the world. You also have the Judgment card. Definitely a second chance, but I feel this is definitely in regards to finances or work, that you could be revisiting something. And it's like you're being more, like, I feel like strategy is important here, like being more strategic or doing things differently. It's like all I do is YouTube, so I'll just give you a YouTube example here. It's like there are a bajillion people on YouTube, but it's like some people are successful, some people aren't. Usually the ones that are successful, they have a plan. It's like, I'm sure you've all seen, there are plenty of channels where they just like throw videos out there and there's like no planning behind it. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, by the way. It's like if you just want to create and put something out there, I think that's great. But, again, to be very successful, then there has to be strategy involved. And I feel like for some of you, it's like whatever you're doing, if you're like revisiting a business again, or if you're revisiting something again, doing something over, you're approaching it from a different like angle. And I think that's what's making you successful. With the Judgment card, you have this Innovation card. I mean, literally everything we just talked about. Innovation is all about like trying new ways, different ways of doing things. So I'm a big fan of this like Aquarius energy right here this year. We have Pluto entering into Aquarius in March of 2023. It is going to retrograde out pretty quickly. It's not going to be there for very long, but it's kind of like the kickoff of this Aquarian energy, and I'm a big fan. I talk about this all the time. People are like, you keep repeating yourself. I'm like, well, listen, number one. Number two, it's like I repeat myself because it's like I need to hear it for myself too. It's like people who, if you want to be very successful, I would be innovating. I would be trying new things, trying different ways of doing things, coming up with new crazy ideas. All those things are going to be very successful in all areas of your life, not just money, but love, health, pretty much everything. With the Knight of Wands, you have this acquisition card. It is crazy that this card came up like for everyone in the 2023 readings that I did. So I feel like a lot of us could be getting in like, fancy relationships. These two look very fancy to me. Like power couple vibes, something like that. So you could be attracting a power couple type of person. Could be an earth sign. You have a lot of earth here. I feel like if you dealt with a fire sign, I feel that could be the inconsistent energy. Could also be water. I mean, you have basically everything here. So could be any sign, but definitely kind of gives me like fancy couple vibes. I think you want to make sure that you're not being seduced by a person, as well. It's like you might be a little standoffish, or maybe it's this person. If there's a person coming in for you that's a little standoffish, but I feel like it's someone who just wants to make sure that it's not just seduction. They want to make sure there's more to it. With the Hermit card, you have this resourcefulness card. The Queen of Pentacles right next to it is also resourcefulness. So I feel for you, Scorpio, that you are very focused clearly on being resourceful or gathering resources. Could be like saving money or trying to make more money so you can be resourceful. Again, with all this talk of recession and everything like that, I feel like, couponing, all that stuff, being resourceful, the perfectly acceptable thing to be doing right now. Just, I don't think anything crazy is going to happen, but just in case, again, Uranus and Taurus has a lot to do with values, and we have Uranus and Taurus until 2025. So I don't try to predict anything financial with Uranus and Taurus, period, point blank, plain and simple. And what I would say is you never know. It's like, it could be perfectly fine, could be really bad, could be really good. I don't know, right? I would just be prepared. That's all I would say right there, Scorpio. Next, in the area of what's coming towards you, you have this leg up card. Love it. This is like a card of being lifted up. This card here kind of reminds me of the bear card in the Lenormand card reading system. In the Lenormand card reading system, it's a 10 of clubs, and the bear in the Lenormand, it does represent kind of being lifted up. It's normally like a mother bear with two little baby bears on it on some decks. And it kind of represents like learning from experience, because it's like the mother is teaching the babies what to do. So I feel like you've been learning a lot from experience. I don't normally say that on this card, but that's what's popping into my head. I also feel like you're being lifted up, or in some way, it's like you're kind of being lifted up out of this sadness that we see right here. So you have the Ace of Cups, the Five of Cups, and the Three of Swords. I feel like you need to see that the Ace of Cups is available to you. Three of Swords is a card of forgiveness, so swords are in your own heart, and so it doesn't mean you have to actually like directly forgive a person. It's more about just forgiving and moving on so that you can move on, so that you're not like hurting yourself, So I feel for some of you, this is talking about forgiveness. For others, I feel like it's just talking about a temporary period of time. Three of Swords is raining on the card. It doesn't rain forever. Three of Swords is temporary energy. You also have the Five of Cups. It's kind of weird because on this, it's like I can't tell if it's you. For some of you, I feel like it's you. For others, I feel like you could be attracting a person who is in this type of energy where it's like they're not seeing you. I feel like they need to see what's behind them, which is you right here. So I feel for some of you, it's almost like you could be attracting a person who's hurt. As I always say, and I feel like I've said this to you before, as well, it's like if you are dealing with a person like that, you can communicate with them and say like, hey, well, like and maybe they'll tell you what's up, and then maybe you can fix it. But obviously, if you can't, then it's like I'm like one of those readers. I don't suggest waiting around for someone to pull their head out of their ass, basically, right? When they have something good in front of them right now. So it's like, yeah, I understand a person, like if you're dealing with a person who was hurt in the past, maybe they're a little standoffish. It's like, I understand that, but at the same time, it's like if you talk to them and they still act the same way, then, I think it's time to walk away. So we're going to have to look more into that, but I feel like the choice is yours. I do also feel for others of you that you could be, needing to see that you have a lot of options. It's like he's crying over something that he once enjoyed. He once enjoyed wine, but there's something new behind him. And I always say he doesn't just get the two cups. He gets this bridge and this castle over here as well. So he gets a lot more than just the those two cups behind him. You also have the Ace of Cups. I kind of feel this is what's waiting for you, is your emotions overflowing, being very happy. Again, clearly you're getting this leg up. You're being lifted up into something that's probably much more fulfilling, whether it's love or business or otherwise. I don't think it matters. So let's see. We're going to clarify this right now and see what's going on. With the Ace of Cups, you have this authority card. In the next row, you have a leadership card. Some of you could be becoming a leader, but I'm getting the words like recognized expert as well. So if you're starting a business, you could be becoming an expert, or you could be becoming a recognized expert, and that could be getting you a lot of attention. I kind of feel like the authority here is you. I think you are gaining authority in some area of your life. It could also be like you getting into authority positions, like in work or business. The Ace of Cups normally is love, but the Ace of Cups can also just be an offer that is very fulfilling. So I kind of feel for some of you at work, there could be just a really good offer. You could also be attracting a person who is an authority. With the Five of Cups, here you go. You have this detachment card. I feel like someone is detached here. And it's like if it's the other person and you communicate with them and they're still detached, then I think there's nothing you can do here. That's going to be obviously only for some of you. The other thing is I feel like this is encouraging you to detach from something from the past. You can see here, he's like what's standing out to me is that he is at sea level, like he's in the ocean, and there's land around him. It's almost like he's been brought all the way down, right? Right next to it, you have the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords is like rock bottom all the way down. And there's something here for you, Scorpio. Like, I feel like for some of you, you need to realize that it's like time to get up. It's time to get moving forward. With the Three of Swords, you have this Coral card. It's like maybe some of you are trying to win, or maybe if you have an ex, they're trying to win in a situation. I would avoid this at all cost. I would avoid fighting. Again, I always tell people it's like during Mars retrograde, I would avoid conflict at all cost because it never ends well during Mars retrograde. So I would just say I would try to avoid any conflicts with people in general here. Finally, in the area of your messages from your future self, you have this Leadership card. I feel like you're taking the lead in your own life. I feel for a lot of you that it's like your guides as well are coming in here and saying with that, you have the Nine of Cups. We're going to talk about this in a minute. It's like, I feel like your guides want you to take control over like how you find fulfillment or how you feel fulfilled in life. And, I feel they want you to find a way to take control of that, if that makes sense. You have the Nine of Cups, the Ten of Swords, and the Two of Wands. Again, there's something new coming in for you. Even the Two of Wands is a card of leadership, by the way. But, the story of the Two of Wands is that he's standing at the top of a castle, and he feels like he kind of rushed to a finish line. He didn't enjoy the journey. He just rushed to accomplish everything that he wants to accomplish. And now he's standing at the top of the castle, and he feels like there's nothing more for him to experience. But I always say he has the whole world in his hands. So I feel like this is saying don't let a past situation, could be love, that hurt you, make you feel like there's nothing different out there. I feel like this is saying you need to realize that things can be different. Things don't have to be the same. And, I feel you have to get out into the world to figure that out. Something is complete. He has this wand back here, and that wand stands on its own. It basically says a situation has come to an end, and now you need to realize that it's time to get out into the world. It's time to go experience something new. I feel like you're doing this so that you can create more fulfillment in your life. Nine of Cups is a card of fulfillment, obviously, but it's a card of wishes and, making a wish. I always say make a wish, but at the same time, it's a card of bathing in energy. It's a card of, like, if you want love, you have to be in the energy of love. So I always tell people, like, bathe in the energy of what you want with the Nine of Cups, and you will get it. Ten of Swords, again, I feel like, I just feel like the end is what I feel like here. I just feel like you've reached an ending. There's nothing more. It could be with a person, and I feel it's just an ending. That's it. I don't even know what else to say, so we're just going to clarify through. With the Nine of Cups, you have this Secrets card. Could have been secrets with a person. Again, sometimes I think that if we're with a person where we feel like there were a bunch of secrets, and there probably were, I'm not saying that there weren't, that can make us feel more stuck because it's like we want to know. I think that's like part of our human side that wants to know the secrets, that wants to know, but maybe do you really want to know? Probably not. So, I would be careful of getting stuck in something because there were secrets. With the Ten of Swords, you have this Extremism card. You could have been dealing with like an extreme person or a person who rushed to judgment, or is what I'm getting here, a person who just made snap decisions and didn't really think about what they were doing, especially if you were going through a breakup. With the Two of Wands, you have this Criticism card. I wouldn't judge anything new that you're going towards, is what I would say. It's like, I feel like you need to allow yourself to be surprised. That's really what this whole entire reading is saying to me. You have that Explore card, the Exploration card of achievements and riches and all this other stuff. But I kind of feel like this Criticism card is saying that you need to, kind of allow the universe to surprise you with something new. I also, again, feel that some of you could be kind of revisiting. If you are revisiting a job idea, a business idea, I feel there could be a lot of success in doing that for you. We're going to pull 5 main themes now here, Scorpio, and you have this Shield card. It says you may need to defend yourself. I don't really feel you need to defend yourself. I feel like this is just about having boundaries, but also ignore. Again, during Mars retrograde, I always tell people ignore anything coming at you because it never ends well if you try to fight, right? So I would just put up boundaries. You have the Skull card. It says hidden secrets can harm you. I just think that this is like someone that you dealt with in the past who had secrets for some of you, not all of you. And I feel like you're just moving past it. You have this Dog close up. It says pleasure with close friends. Could be a good time for you to socialize, spend time with friends, and spend time with people who matter to you. You have this Target card. It says a goal-oriented person. I feel like these are your goals, especially if you're revisiting something. I'm telling you right now with that top row, Knight of Pentacles, Judgment, Ace of Cups, Nine of Cups, a lot of fulfillment, and also, oh yeah, I said the Judgment card, duh. But I feel like there's a lot of fulfillment and a lot of success in you kind of like revisiting something, but maybe you're approaching it from a different angle. Maybe you're innovating. Again, you have that innovation card. So I feel it would be worth trying something again. You have this horse card. It says short journey on it. Some of you definitely could be traveling. You have this ninth house card again. It says exploration, but I feel it would be a good time for you to, go on adventures and learn new things. I feel it would be a good time for you to, go on a short vacation if you can. Any of that stuff to get out of your head would be a good idea. But really, I feel like this is about needing to again allow the universe to surprise you with something new that's entering into your life. For a lot of you, I feel it could be a person. But that's that. Looks like abundance looks good here as well. So thank you for being here, Scorpio. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your Sun, Moon, and Rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you and definitely enjoy your week.